screen it. Let's go here. Yo, what's happening, plebs? We're out here with the YCS Bochum 2016 coverage. We're joined by like what 75% of top 4 and like a third of like top 16 or some shit.
And a random top 16. Don't forget the apple.
And the apple, of course, that makes up like most of the event. So,
this part.
Biggest YCS in European history, in the hometown of Yu-Gi-Oh, really, Germany. And this team, Complexity Card Gaming, has completely demolished the competition. Like 3 out of 4 spots in top cut. 3 of you couldn't take down fucking Billy Break, but anyway, that's besides the point.
I didn't.
How do you guys look back on this event? How do you feel about the major accomplishment for the team? Nice update. Yeah, Josh, team captain, tell us.
It was almost perfect. It was almost perfect.
Almost perfect.
Almost.
It was perfect.
Why? What went wrong?
Well, you know what went wrong.
Don't like emptiness.
So, this is you, Josh and Eugen were you guys have been well established in the team for a while. Marcello and Raph. Well, Marcello, this was your first major event with on the team back again, right?
Yeah. Again, yeah.
And I think Raph, it's your second or third event.
It was, yeah, second.
Second event. So you're 50% currently with CCU. That's not too bad at all. So just so everyone is recapped really quick, who's watching, each of you go ahead and tell us what deck you played, and maybe tell us a little bit about the preparation process. Let's just start with Mr. Alti Swap Frog up there.
3.
You want another feast, Eugen?
How did you settle on frogs, Josh? What was that about?
I mean, it's totally not my type of deck because it has 27 traps. But I mean, it just wins, and I like winning, so I played it. I mean, it beats Metal Foes, like whenever they don't draw emptiness off of Metal Foes Fusion or Lengpo.
Salt.
It's like no, like it really has a broken matchup against Metal Foes. I beat every single Metal Foes, and the only other game I think I dropped to Metal Foes was the one in Swiss to Billy, and then there was another guy in Swiss who also drew emptiness off of Fusion. That was the only other game I lost to Metal Foes.
Why didn't you play around it? So, fun fact, I guess, about frogs. Eugen's been playing that deck longer than Josh. I'm pretty sure, right? What's that about, Eugen?
Wrongly.
You what?
What was the question again?
You've been playing frogs, right?
He's not allowed to answer these kind of questions.
You've been playing frogs longer than Josh. I'm pretty sure you were like one of the first in the team to like kind of like take it seriously.
The story is the following. Okay, we were like, there was an event near Frankfurt, and I was actually staying at his place, and I was playing Minerva, and he couldn't play Minerva because he never won a Minerva because he's a scrub, so he had to play something else, and so he was like, what am I going to play? And the new set was just out, and he's just like, I want to play Toad. And then someone in the chat said, yeah, just try out Paleozoic. And he's like, what's that? And so I told him what they do, and then he played it.
Eugen, like not the
true story. True story.
What's your side of the story?
Yeah, I just heard about the Paleozoic deck, and I've seen them before on the sneak, and I said, yeah, they're trap monsters, and actually good trap monsters, not like the old ones, you activate them and summon. They actually have effects, which are not that bad. And then I wanted to try it out, and we googled all the cards and a few lists from the OCG, and yeah, then I tested it at the tournament, played the first round against Joshua.
I raped him.
Wait, did you guys play each other round 1?
Yeah, I raped him.
Yeah, we had like 200 players, and I played against the worst matchup of a player and the worst matchup of a deck. like the only Minerva player of the whole tournament.
Oh,
And
right,
yeah,
this was
lost.
the Frankfurt regional. I thought you were talking about Bochum.
No, that was the
Oh,
the event I won with Mohammed Minerva.
Mm.
We played round 1.
Raph, you ended up taking all three of you played the Frogs, and you took it as well. But you weren't testing it for that long, were you? You were settled on like Metalfoes, I think, initially, and then you kind of came around.
I was really into Metalfoes because like it's way more of like a combo deck. I like it a lot, and the pendulum mechanic is like fucking retarded. So I was really settling on that, but I switched to the Frog deck for like the week before Bochum because even though it plays like a 30 traps, it can go second like really well, like much better than Metalfoe. Most of the time, so that was really like the biggest argument for me to play it.
Yeah, it's fair enough, I guess. I mean, Metalfoe is obviously the best pick.
Make your make your matchups like less die roll dependent.
Yeah, that's another advantage as well. Marcello, you finally, the only guy here who didn't play Frogs.
yeah.
You chose ABC of fucking all decks. Jesus. Why?
Yeah, because I wanted to lose and do commentary.
Shut up, that is not actually your reasoning.
No, of course it's not. Kind of. No, I also played a lot of Paleozoics, and I played it at the stage 2 in Italy the week before Bochum. So I mean I was confident with the deck, but in the end it was just like I saw more and more people, like a lot of people from CCG, a lot of people from LCG, Alpine team, I don't know, yeah, and the other teams also in Italy. Everyone was playing Paleozoics, and I felt like the mirror match was fine, but we didn't prepare that much the win condition. Like I wanted a solid win condition for the mirror match, so in the end I was like, I tested out the ABC matchup. I felt confident going second, and I just didn't want to risk it that much. So I don't know. I also wanted to try other cards like artifacts, engines, and so on. I didn't have enough time. I mean, going back, maybe I would have played Paleozoics, but I mean, I can't complain too much, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how, like, especially because I repeated it not because I'm salty, but like I won 3 die roll out of 15 rounds and still got top 4 with ABC. I don't know how, honestly. Like I don't know. So it's like how someone explain. And
More than decent.
yeah. So I mean, it was a fine tournament. Yeah.
Were any of you like really close to not playing it? Like I know Eugen was pretty set on Paleozoic. Josh was like fucking around with Mermel like 2 days before.
And George was the least about like.
It was like until 1 week before the event, I was like so sure that I was gonna play Paleozoic, and then I tested mostly Paleozoics, and then I was like, oh shit, this deck has 30 traps. Am I really gonna play it? And so I started messing around with different stuff, but then on Friday I just returned to Paleozoics, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of typical.
I was just messing around with other decks just to see if there was any way I could get around playing that many trap cards. But like on Thursday I realized there was nothing, so I just returned to Paleozoics. So yeah, it was never really that close. I was never really convinced by anything else. So yeah.
Eugen, was there anything close at all that you were going to play, or was it definitely always Frogs?
Always Frogs.
Always
I
Frogs.
mean, I played the first tournament, like we talked before, and I played X1 with a not good deck, and just lost against the best matchup and against a player who knew my deck and who knew how to play against it. So.
All right.
I think that was a good choice.
So on to the day itself. We had Barbara here, Mrs. Flight.
Yeah, the class is
classy. Who wants to give us a quick rundown of day one? Who wants to start us off?
8-0.
7-1.
Good story. Good story.
Lost the first round, then won everything.
Yeah, actually, you started off. You had to win out. You finished the day X1, but you lost the very first round, so you had to ride that.
Yeah, I
X1
got raped
bracket.
by some ABC player, like
Yeah.
loose die roll, Buster, 2 strikes, nice, well played.
I almost lost to 60 card Metal Foe.
Yeah, it's true.
But he had a solid plan. I mean, he won dice roll and then he opened combo, so like that's solid.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I guess you got outsmarted there.
Yeah.
Questions from chat will be at the end. So if you guys want to leave questions till the end, we'll throw them out with 15 minutes to go. See, when you lose really early like that, like sometimes round 1 can almost be one of the most important matchups of the day, because it kind of sets like the meta for you going forward, because you have to ride out the loser bracket, and usually that means playing against solid fucking floodgates and traps and bullshit
like
that.
weird non-meta decks. I know.
Yeah, but you played Paleozoics, and they have a pretty good rogue matchup.
Yeah, true. Like the only thing that was really scary was like Domain Monarch. Like normally that's really good because you have all the disruption, but then he dropped like Fantasy Fiend. I was like, yeah, sure, I got all the outs, and he goes March, and I didn't have like the MST thing, and like main deck there was nothing, and it was like I lost like 1 game to the shit deck because it was like Fantasy Fiend, Domain, March, kick, and I was like, yeah, what's Canadian gonna do, you know? What's my karma gonna like? It was really like he killed me like 2 turns. I was like, I cannot do anything. But then of course it came 2 or 3. It's fine, like because it's shit deck. But that's the only thing that was really scary. Like, and I played like one Blue Eyes that was kind of popular again, like, even some top, I think.
Yeah.
Like, but those 2 are only 2 weird matchups. So, yeah, it wasn't even that bad with all the rogue.
I played only meta.
Oh, must be nice.
I played one Cosmo.
Cosmo?
Yeah, I mean the most rogue thing I had was 1 Minerva and 1 Metal Foe Yangzing. The rest was all ABC, Metal Foe, and Paleo.
Yeah, same for me. Just 1 Cosmo and the rest is fine. Yeah.
Eugen, how was your day 1? You know your camera's frozen for us,
6
Eugen.
dice roll out of 6 dice roll. That's how it's.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, won the first 6, then lost 5 in a row, and tops was 50-50. But I won the 2 important ones against Hand Loop, Synchro, Zombie deck.
He won the dice roll against Hand Loop, and then he won the dice roll in time against Hand Loop again.
Yeah, but we were. The thing is, me and Eugen got streamed for top 32, and also was it also for the top 16? Yeah, no, top 8, right? Yeah. So we were like looking at each other every time because the tables are in the same room, and both times we won like 3 die roll. I lost 3 die roll all the time. So like, fuck you.
Yeah, you had a really shit record with your rolls. That's that's horrible.
Yeah.
So all of you finished X1 day 1, apart from Josh, Mr. the Legend himself.
I ended X-Draw, XP run.
What does that mean?
That's a draw.
It's a draw.
XP run. Even Raph knows this. I don't. Okay. Marcello, you were X1 or XO day 1?
X1.
X1 and Raph X1.
Yeah, I only lost to
X1.
ABC. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Day 2 then. Josh, how was day 2? 4-0. Cool, nice story. Raph, how was day 2?
The first round of day 2 I played against Metal for Young Zing, and thank God I won die roll. So I
Oh
won
shit,
against
that deck's scary when it goes off.
It's like if it doesn't go off, it's like the shittiest deck on earth. But if it goes off, it's like pretty fucking scary. And then I won the last round I lost. Like the round 11, I got killed by Billy Break, but still 9-2 on the top. But yeah.
Just for the record, right? How many members of CCG did Billy Break take down himself? Like
He beat Lorenzo, he beat Leo,
Leo,
he
me.
beat Raph, he beat Eugen, and he was
Yo.
1 against me.
wow. So
Yeah,
he's
'cause he didn't
what's his
play
record
me.
against CCG? 4-1, 5-1?
4-1.
Fucking one-man army.
But that includes some amount of emptiness. And
Some amount
And
of emptiness.
Denko. Yes.
To be fair, I was pretty upset for you when you drew Denko with 42 cards. Playing 2 Denko. That's
It wasn't the Denko. It was the rest of the hand. It was the Kirin mainly that killed him.
Yeah, like Denko, is on
The
his
thing
phone,
is,
so
the
yeah.
thing is, if he doesn't have Kirin, he has to kill my my dupe frog, and then I get swap frog, and then I can easily play next turn because I can negate the Denko with a rank 2 exceed. Then I can flip the D draw, and then I can go up. It's not the Denko didn't kill me. The Kirin killed me.
He did use it as a skill though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Marcello, how was day 2?
3-0 is I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, it was pretty fine honestly. I played like Paleozoics and a couple A&2 metal foes, but of course free die roll lost. But yeah, it's like it was pretty fun. I mean, nothing too special. I don't know, like I
You
was
must have been opening like really good because I don't that deck, like you lose all your dice rolls. Like what the fuck do you do with ABC sometimes?
I mean, I don't know. Most of the time I was like just grinding out with nothing. I don't know. I really, honestly, like thinking back at it, I don't know how I won most of my games. Like even to Paleozoics, I remember, like which was round 11 or something, round 10, I think. I lose game 1 like easily. Game 2 I open Buster and something else. I think a Dweller. In the draw phase, I'm thinking about it, and it's like Lava Golem. I have nothing else, and I still win the game and proceeds to continue. I don't know, but
do you think like
overall,
your name helped you at all? Like, do you think your opponents were like just playing like badly when they saw you? Because I speak to so many like big name players, and what you find is like a lot of people they play against that YCSs, they just give them the win because they get so nervous.
Yeah, definitely helps. Like one thing that I actually gotta say is like, for example, it was pretty crazy in top 16. I got to play the only UK guy left, I think, and he was playing Mermail. Like he rolls 2 dices, 11. So okay, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose this one too. I roll the 2 dices. One is a 6, the other one drops on the floor. And he's like, you gotta roll them both. I'm like, no, I'm just rolling one.
Oh,
so it's like,
I'm playing Mermail. I gotta go first.
I rolled that one. Of course, I don't make 11, and then suddenly he's like picks up the dice and rolls them again, and loses. So I don't know if that was like because he was nervous or anything, but like, thanks for the free win of the die rolls. Like I don't know, these kind of things can happen. Like there are some misplays and so on. So I don't know.
Hey, Eugen's
I mean, yeah, but this format doesn't actually give you that many interactions to punish, I guess. So,
I mean, it's not that much of a die roll format. Like,
no, it's not. But
the thing is,
no, I'm saying
the only thing that is like super die roll important is like the ABC mirror match. Like any other matchup is like not that die. I mean, I also like day 1 I won. I think 2 dice rolls or 3 out of 8, and then day 2 was a little bit more 50-50, but like overall,
yeah. I mean, also to be fair, the deck is kind of different from what it was in Liverpool.
The previous version,
like in Liverpool, I would have never made it to top 8 like with 3 die rolls in total. I had like 50-50 overall, but like now that I can play a little bit more, like, and also in the end, I before like testing it, I was like. Not a fan of Odd Dark, not a fan of Maxi, but in the end I was like, I don't know, maybe I felt it. I was pretty strange to be honest, because you guys know I was like in the chat pretty against those cards. But then maybe I had something like, I'm gonna lose a lot of die rolls. I don't know, it was pretty weird actually. So I just won because I put them in last minute, so it was basically, I mean, the list is pretty standard. It's like Elvis Vu list with... a couple of changes here and there, like less cards because 44. I think it's kind of retarded, but yeah.
I mean, it helps when you play against heroes and they open Fragrance Starclaw Toad when you have double Twin Twisted Dark Hole Hanger, right?
Kind of helps, kind of. Kind of helps.
That hand was bonkers. I don't know how like anyone can out that, but you did it.
To be fair, he should have never negated the first Twin Twister. Like,
I mean,
you have Darklaw Toad. What are you afraid of? For 4 cards.
Yeah, I mean, also because the back row was like, I mean, if it was solid, okay, but it was a twister, so yeah, he could have just let it go. Honestly, he could have thought about it. But yeah, I mean,
Raph,
yeah.
how was your day too. You mentioned a couple of shit decks, didn't you?
Yeah, that was luckily that was all day one except for the Young Zing Metalfoe.
Yeah.
And like in tops, I played a Metalfoe player who like locked himself into emptiness. Wasn't very good. And he was like, I want to pop the emptiness. Oh, no targets, and his back row was full. And he keep like attacking with Gold Drive, and I was like, okay, flip face down, Swap Frog attack, and next turn another Swap Frog, and I just beat him to death with Swap Frog. Nice. And then game two, yeah, I played Paleozoic, so it went really well. But then he ended up with a Vol Flame. Everything else was gone, and he was like, yeah, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna? Oh wait, I have Fusion. So Fusion, back into the deck. Draw a Keki for my 2 Canadian and 2 Swap Frog. Who like I was on the Raboku, so he could have done nothing in next turn with an amazing field. But Raigeki killed me, and then I lost the game 2, and I was like, really? But then game 3 you start with Paleozoic, so there's no way you're gonna lose. And then yeah. Top 16, I played against Hero, lose die roll, and he made like amazing field with Hero Lives, Instant Fusion, set like to counter trap, really nice. And game two went like similar with him making like XYZs, and the first Dark Knight could stop anything, and then he ends up with Bubble Man and like a set 2. And I know like yeah, well he set obviously because I cannot attack over it, and probably the asset is coming, but I don't have like enough life points to not set my traps. Like I need to keep going. I don't have a swap fork. I don't have anything, so I could not like play around the asset, and the asset was there. So thinking back, it was not really. I could not stall until I got something to play around the mass chains, and yeah, he killed me.
Speaking of acid, on the top 8 stream, Mr. Eugen got fucking acid for like 5, like literally every card. That was a fun game.
Yeah, I could have won the game anyways because he started with double frog, and like 3 set cards he searched the Bubble Man and special summoned it, so it was kind of obvious that he has the
Acid.
the mask change. But what can I do except just setting 5 and hope? So
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, Hero's causing some problems there, but you won game 3 pretty comfortably, really. Didn't seem too much of a bother. How did you get knocked out?
Well, I won the dice roll, and then bricked with a deck which actually can't brick, with one Ronin Toadin, 1 Dupe Frog, and 1 Maxine, just 2 face-down cards, of which one was Faria.
I also drew Dupe and Ronin together against Billy, like I think 2 or 3 times in 6 games. I never swapped Frog. Never swapped.
Yeah, then it was won the second game, and the third game he just hit the right card out of the 5 set cards with the Mithrilium, and then I couldn't do anything against the Infinity. Well, I could have top decked Darkhold or Raigeki, but I won all the dice rolls already, right? Couldn't get that.
Barbar, what did you lose to?
What the fuck? Yeah, this guy over here.
So I think Josh is 2-1 against you now, right? In Premier events.
No, he's 3-2 now. We were 2-2 even.
Ah, I see.
He's 3-2 now. Finally.
So yeah, how did that game go?
No, the lose die roll.
To be fair, I mean I would have lost game 1 if I didn't win the dice roll. Like that was like he had he opened Brilliant Fusion and Hanger.
Yeah.
But I opened double MST guy, so that he was sad about that.
No, it was actually I opened it. So game 1, I opened it, Brilliant Fusion and Anger, but I lose the die roll, and then he MST the Anger. I play Power of Desire, banish 2 Anger, draw Terraforming. Then the next turn I had another Terraforming, and I lost like that. Yeah. And I mean, game 2 was kind of regular, I think. Nothing too special.
I mean, you opened Buster.
Yeah.
I did Barrier on your turn on Fusion.
No, it was the 4 barriers. Yeah, that was the game.
Yeah,
I opened Buster, 2 barriers. He has 2 barriers, but of course he's the first 2 barriers, so I win. So it's like barrier, then I barrier, then he barriers, then I barrier, and that was the game, like literally. And so yeah, nothing too. And then we are basically in timeout almost, and game 3, the motherfucker opens choose
Toad.
like, yeah, Toad and Pot, and I mean it was kind of.
There was a situation where I had
Yeah.
Toad and Dupe Frog, and
No, basically the game was he opens this Toad, summon Dupe, and he has 3 backers.
yeah,
In
but
the
I
draw
hit
phase-
all my frogs. I like almost all my frogs with Pot,
Yeah.
and then there's a point where he activates Darkhold to force my Toad, and I'm thinking whether I tribute Dupe or I tribute Toad, but because I don't have a target in my deck for Toad, I decide to tribute itself instead of the Dupe, because the Dupe has a target with Swap Frog because it can get back
Yeah.
swap from graveyard as well. So I kept the
I
Dupe.
can get cards from graveyard. Nice
Yeah,
to know.
I learned that in round 11
my
against
God.
Eugen. I didn't know that
Round
it could have
11. Round 11. It's like-
Learn something every day.
whatever. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean, basically the thing is, he kind of risked it a little bit because if I had a decent trap, I can stop him, and I had the emptiness, and I opened triple
it's like-
anger as well.
It's like I decide to tribute the Toad itself because it doesn't have a target in the deck anymore, so I can get the Dupe Frog recycle, and then he summons like a guy with what was it, like 1500 attack, the B I think.
No, it was A equip B.
Or A,
Because
whatever.
I played that, and afterwards I played Dark Hole, so I don't get the monster destroyed.
Yeah,
And,
right, okay. But anyways, because I attributed the Toad instead of the Dupe Frog, I get fucked by emptiness because I have to stall because I can't run over his monster.
Yeah.
Like
So
that was like pretty much.
basically,
I think that was pretty much the only scenario where it was better to tribute the Dupe Frog, but like whatever.
I don't
so
know,
I
because
could've-
to be fair, like if I had barrier, wasn't it the same? Because I popped the emptiness the next turn, so it was the same.
Yeah, but I think I had barrier on my own, didn't I? To stall another turn.
No, you had only the gnomes, which you
The
draw
gnomes,
into
yeah,
the...
okay, but the gnomes is basically barrier, kind of.
Yeah, but not if I have an NBC on board though,
Yeah. Okay.
which was what I had. So I don't know. I mean, it was kind
Yeah,
of
okay, yeah, whatever. I decided to
I mean-
tribute the Toad. It might have been
Yeah,
wrong.
basically
but-
it doesn't really matter that much. So basically it does that, and the next turn I emptiness, so I'm still just with the ABC on field, like the A equip B emptiness and another Hungary hand.
Yeah.
And I play emptiness. He basically called the timeout was called during my turn. That turn, right? Wasn't it called? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
I think
first, then second, then third, then fourth. No,
Yeah,
it
Josh
was called.
was
so.
afterwards,
One turn
yeah.
later. One turn later.
Yeah, basically, so he sets everything. So he has like a face down monster, a dupe, a Ronin, and a trap, and
Yeah.
sets a trap and pass. So I draw, and I still have the third anger in hand, and I draw into Thrasher. Nice. So I think about it, but in the end, it's like pointless to wait on emptiness. So I pop my own activate the third anger, pop emptiness. I go off for a play which is like Castel. He gnomes me, and I go for like Castel on the dupe, ABC. Banish my own Dark Hole, which he sets from the previous turn, and basically I ripped his entire
He
field.
kills my whole board
Yeah.
and has a Castel and a Buster, but we're both at 8,000, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we're both at 8,000, and he's left with just the swap with Shano in hand, a Ronin in grave, and a face down monster and another card. So he draws, and he has the system down, which basically rapes me because I chain, banished the face down monster, and I am 1,000 more in life, of course. So he's only left with an XYZ play, which is totally attack. I'm still leading for 800 with nothing else though, only anger on board.
Yeah, and I have one more turn, so I make main phase 2 downer.
Yeah,
And,
which was the winning play.
yeah, because like
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
Toad, but like I said, I didn't have any more frogs in the deck to summon. So like if I just end with Toad, and he draws a monster that he can set, I actually can't do damage next turn because the
Yeah,
Ronin
but
is...
I mean, to be fair, even just one frog wasn't enough. Like you needed 2 frogs in the deck yet to make sense to summon totally. So
Yeah.
because you had nothing else. So yeah, basically it makes down at deck maxi, and that's how I lose. So
Yeah, because downer does the piercing damage in the last
yeah, of
turn.
course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was a pretty close match, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's,
Memorable.
yeah, no, it's pretty good.
All right, guys in chat, if you guys can start throwing your questions out, because I'll be wrapping up this part in about 10 minutes, and then I'll get to the questions. So just throw anything out there, and our boys will answer it for you. So overall, you guys obviously did fucking phenomenally. What do you guys think of the format as a whole? Because a lot of people just complaining so much, saying like dice roll, anti-spell. But you guys proved that, just everyone there proved that, you know, the top cut for Bochum was pretty stacked. I mean, there was a lot of good players in top cut, a lot of big names, and of course, you know, when you get to like top 8, top 4, everyone knows who you guys are. So clearly people are doing something wrong and you guys are doing something right. What is it? Like, is it really the format, or do people just, you know...
No, the format is okay. The format is not bad. It's not like the best format ever, but like it's a pretty good format, I think. The dice roll, especially when you play decks like the one deck that I really think makes the die roll game deciding is ABC. Every other deck is like pretty much
maybe though. So
yeah,
maybe
because that's the only
wrong.
weird
Yeah,
thing. Like because Marcello like won 3 dice rolls and still got top 4, which I really I don't understand it. That was the one reason I didn't want to play ABC. I felt like ABC was not a bad choice for the weekend in general, because like people aren't even that prepared for it anymore. Like people are more focused on like ABC for metaphors and stuff.
Metaphor, yeah.
And so I was considering
really
it, but in the end, I just didn't see how you would beat like Curing going second and stuff like that consistently. But somehow Marcello did it. But like in general, if you just don't look at ABC that much, like frogs and metal foes are just like super skillful, super like non-dice roll dependent, and especially the frog versus metal foe matchup is like really good. So
I mean, to be fair, the biggest reason I actually played ABC in the end was because a lot of people wasn't playing anymore ABC. Like there were actually a few people playing ABC. So as you said, the really important die roll was the ABC mirror match. The rest, honestly, is kind of fine, and everyone was switching to Metal Foil, Paleozoics, anything else. So that was one of the reasons why I did it. Like honestly, I saw the Billy Break deck list, and he had nothing. Like he didn't have a system down or any actually specific card for ABC.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that makes sense. So that's why I made it. But yeah, I think I said it like since weeks that my only other choice was Paleozoic. So I think we analyzed it kind of well. So that's why we got there. I mean,
Eugen, when you came into the event, do you think that obviously all of you pretty much expected to play against like Metaphors, ABC, Paleozoic, right? Obviously that's the standard, right?
yeah.
But were you guys kind of expecting to play like, I mean, what kind of decks did you really play? Was it just like standard Metaphors all the time, standard ABC? Was there anything that really kind of just like put you off? Or do you think people just kind of just played the deck that they like thought was consistent and just a standard list and hope to do well? Because that really seems like what most people did. I mean, all the decks from Top Cut they don't really seem fairly outlandish. Even you guys, even your lists seem, you know, pretty conventional.
I mean, it's mostly like at this point, like with decks like
yeah.
No, it's like all of these decks have been like exploited to some extent, and it's like you have just a certain skeleton that you just have to run because it has just turned out to be the best. Especially Metal Force has been around in the OCG for so long, just like the stuff is figured out by now. So you just have to do some, you know, some ratio decisions. You know, like are you going to play 40? Are you going to go over 40? Are you going to play like 14 Metal Foes, 15 Metal Foes? Are you going to play mirror forces, stuff like that? That's just tech decisions at this point, basically. But they still added a lot. Like,
I think the question was for Eugen.
It's like in the deck profile, he's just talking and I'm sitting there and okay.
That's how it goes, man.
I know, I mean, but just...
Yeah, any thoughts, Eugen?
No, it was right what he said.
See?
Okay, then, fuck you. Man, I give up on you. I mean,
yeah.
No, yeah, the only thing, I mean, of course, what he said was right. I mean, especially when it is the biggest YCS ever held, like, you're going to expect to play also a lot of rogues in the end. But, like, honestly, We didn't play that many, so I mean it was just it's the last YCS of the year, so people are gonna be already prepared and settled on their decks they play for months and so on. So I mean, it
But, like,
kind of changes on the period.
It was
The-
just the first few rounds.
Yeah.
Then you only play against meta. The only non-meta decks were like Hero Toads.
I mean, maybe Dark Lord. You can expect Dark Lord somewhere, but like,
Yeah.
you don't really expect too many of those.
I didn't
so.
I didn't play against any Hero or Dark Lord, but I expected to play like 1 or 2 maybe, but just didn't
I
happen.
played like 3 or 4 heroes, which was kind of crazy. Like in Top Cut, I played 2, which yeah. Well,
There were 2 in top 8, right?
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they both lost against Marcello and me.
Yeah.
One more point before we go into the last part. Statistically, Meadowfoes and ABC had virtually the exact same representation. Meadowfoes had 256 players, ABC had 250, basically the same for the size of event. Paleozoic had about half of that, but in the top cut, Paleozoic had 6 spots. ABC Meadowfoes also had 6 spots. So statistically, if we look at the ratio, Paleozoic arguably for this event is the best deck. Do you guys think that's a good reflection of the deck itself, or do you think that?
Yes.
Yeah, Raph, go ahead.
Yeah, well, like I said, the deck, like going second, the deck is really it's fine. It has a really good matchup against like Meadowfoe, and the ABC matchup is also okay. So it's like naturally, if you have so many good matchups, it's expected to be like represented in the top just as much as the other decks, even though it's like in total not represented as much. So yeah, I expected it to be like the best contender for this deck, for this event.
Were you guys surprised about heroes? Because I looked at your deck list and there was not really much
Yeah.
side for them. Dark Holes, Raigeki.
And they were
but
Dark
that's
Holes
pretty
and
good.
Raigeki, so it's fine. I
I
think.
mean, was that specifically
Yeah.
for hero? Because heroes
Yeah.
had
It
less than
wasn't
Paleozoic.
specifically for Heroes, but it was fine, I think.
Yeah.
So
Because
Yeah,
heroes
I
had
mean,
one of the lowest representations of meta decks, and they took essentially the same amount of spots. They took 5 top cut spots. That's a lot of heroes in top cut.
yeah, the deck's
Yeah.
the deck's good. The deck's good.
Yeah. I mean,
No, but like
yeah. But go ahead.
no,
Okay. Eugen, please. No, it's like, no, I mean, I think going into the event, my view was like the Paleozoic was the easiest deck to top with. Like, if you want to top, I don't want to say 100% of the time, but like 90% probably was
if you can play
Paleozoics.
the deck though, if you know how
Yeah,
to play.
if you know how to play, of course. But that's why I said from my view, like I played
Yeah,
the
yeah.
decks for a lot. So, but in the end, I was like kind of afraid, as I said, of mirror matches. Not in the playstyle way, but maybe that they discovered something I didn't have, and at the same time also that I had the vision, which is like Paleozoic is a deck that can lose to like what Josh happened, for example, in the final, which is something that in the Swiss round is not gonna happen enough times that you don't top. So that's highly unlikely. But in the top card, it can happen. And I honestly don't care about making it to the finals on the top 4 or so on. I want to win at the YCS. It's not like Euros where you can top 4. So one of my decisions for ABC was that I wanted a deck that also could get lucky sometime more in the top cut and like lose less to something that super crazy that can happen. Like I think Paleozoic is more consistent, but it also lacks some things like.
Yeah, because you need a bit of like
I don't
variance
know.
on your side to like win an event, and ABC is probably the best deck for that. Because if you get lucky enough with ABC, it's unbeatable, really.
Yeah, it can be
Yeah.
so unfair, like more
Yes.
than other decks.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, but
I mean,
opening Toad 3 back row is also fucking unfair, man. Like,
Yeah, but like, like if you compare them, like you have to draw a Swap Frog and a Water Monster.
yeah, statistically,
against,
no,
yeah,
Buster
that's
opening
what I
is
mean.
more
Plus the
yeah, yeah.
barrier is going to be happening.
So I mean, but yeah, the deck was definitely good, and it probably proved out to be better than expected. Of course, people were not really prepared for it. Like a lot of people misplayed against Paleozoics. I saw it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, the deck was really solid. So
One final point before we go over to the Q&A. Of course, there's no avoiding it. We have to talk about the king himself, Mr. Joshua Schmidt, coming up against Billy Break. So you beat him in Swiss. You it was one of the I don't think anyone will deny who watched the stream that was one of the all-time like best matches ever. Like the technical play, the back and forth. It was unbelievable. It was just such a fantastic match. That was the match with the double MSTs, right? And you still managed to like FTK him. Sorry, OTK.
No, I
him.
I didn't kill him.
Yeah.
I didn't kill him.
Oh, you did enough damage.
Yeah, he
for
didn't
time,
kill
basically.
him,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the thing is, because I played barrier on fusion, the Oracle didn't do double piercing damage,
Yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered
or
anyway.
like didn't. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why he scooped. We talked
right,
about
yeah.
it afterwards. It's like, I do 7,400 damage, and put him to 600, and I'm at 2,000, and he gets back the Oracle, and he gets an end phase surge with Bismuth gear and one draw with no other cards in hand, and I can negate whatever he draws with Toad, and then he can attack my Daigos to Phoenix for 1,300, which leaves me at 700 and him at 600. So he loses in time, and because that's his last turn. So like, I didn't actually OTK him, but like there was no way to win for him because there's no top deck he can have to do more damage than that. So
Yeah.
What if you top decked Italy and made Dante?
Okay, I was gonna say I just negated, but like it's fine.
So on to the final. There was one point I really wanted to mention, which is game 2. I think you won game 1 and get in the final, right?
I won game.
Yeah. So I think I actually thought you were gonna 2-0 him because there was a.
Yeah,
I don't know if
would've.
you've watched
Yeah, I
the
should-
future
I
back.
thought so
I don't know
too.
if you've replayed it, but I'm pretty sure there was some points that you could have actually won in game 2.
You mean I
Is
misplayed?
that-
Or-
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you misplayed, but like, did you?
No,
did
I mean,
you
yeah.
think you
Tell
could
me,
have done
I didn't
something better?
rewatch it.
Have you
What?
rewatched it?
No.
Oh, okay. So do you remember any point where maybe you could have done something differently? Because I remember I was watching with my friends and we were just watching. It was like, oh yeah, Josh wins now. And then somehow like
You-
you look away, you come back to the duel, and suddenly Billy's winning, and then you're winning, and then that's kind of just the matchup
Would I-
itself. But do you think?
Would I-
you
That's,
could
yeah,
have
that's like the matchup dynamic. But the thing is, like, I played it in a way that I would have actually won the game if it wasn't for that. Like, what was it, like 3%, 4% Vanity's Emptiness top deck?
was that game 2? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, off the
that was
fusion.
game 2. Like, the thing is, like, the Paleozoic Frog matchup is like very very good. In terms of technical play, because you can, like, if you're playing frogs, you can play down Metal Force resources really, really well, because you also gain a lot of information by the stuff that they put in their extra deck, the stuff they search out, and stuff like that. So there's just a point where you know, okay, next turn I can completely go off, I can clear his board, I can establish double Toad, and the guy that can quick effect pop cards on the field, and I can just make it impossible for him to come back. And that's exactly what happened in game 2. I had him completely next turn. I can do exactly that turn, and that was the turn where he top decked the Emptiness, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't get over his board anymore.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. There was a point where I could have like negated counter. I think there was one point where I was considering negating counter for a long time, because I had Toad and Dupe, and he had like I think a Wall Flame on board and activated counter after he popped something, and I was thinking about negating it because he could have gotten a second Wall Flame and then attacked both. I had reasons to negate it. I'm not 100% sure right now what they were, because I don't remember the exact situation. But like, I think it was fine, honestly, just because like
Would have you had that chance with the? I didn't watch it again. I just had some glimpses because I was like turning around to see it. I didn't really care about the argument match, but like, it's like when you made the Totem Beard scoop, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any chance? I don't know. I am just remembering if you would have flipped the Waboku there, or was it anyway?
Before you mean?
No, when you had like the Bumbukus after he pops the Emptiness.
Yeah, you mean
flip...
before he makes Totem Bird?
Yeah. Or was it anyway game? Like, if you Waboku, bring back a trap. Like.
I mean, I didn't see the Totem Bird coming, to be fair. I didn't know he was playing that.
Yeah, of course, that was
like,
obvious, I guess. But yeah. Maybe, I guess that was where...
Yeah, but it was also like
played it
before
out.
Pendulum Summoning, right?
I think he had a lot yet, but you had like... You would have summoned back a trap and had like... I think you had like 3 monsters for sure. which was like Ronin dupe or something face down. I think I just
Yeah,
have
but he still has like Mithrilium and Kirin and stuff. So
yeah, I don't know what
like,
he
he
has,
can
so
clear
that's why I'm
everything that's
asking.
not a Paleozoic. So
Probably.
I'm not sure, maybe, but like yeah, I didn't see the totem bird coming. I didn't think.
Yeah.
All right, on to questions just now. Let's see what I found here. So obviously for the frog players, Raph, if you want to answer first, how come you guys didn't play anti-spell?
Well, we expected to win against Menafo like probably 99% because it's a very, very good matchup, and like it wasn't really needed. Like it's better to like save those spots for cards you need against different matchup, because the Menafo matchup is like going first or second is really good.
Yeah, especially going first, where you would side anti-spell mainly is like.
Yeah, got so many disruption already, and that disruption becomes monsters in your own turn. So it's like
I think it's also pretty not bad like against other decks other than pendulum decks, because they can just set the spells. It's not like a deck you're gonna OTK with, right?
Yeah, no,
you
can OTK with Paleozoics, but like it's not.
Yeah, but not first turn, like.
Yeah,
I
obviously.
mean,
No.
So that's what I mean. It's not like the best card against ABC if you're playing Paleozoics or anything. So
No.
it's just like a going first card against Pendulum.
Generally, the deck is broken going first, so your side deck shouldn't really be dedicated to that. Like, of course, if you're going first against Metal Foe, ideally you would want the card in your deck, but you can't like dedicate the side deck slot because you need stuff for going second as well, and other matchups that are more of a problem. Just.
Eugen, what do you think of the mirror match? Do you not think it's pretty cancerous?
It is. I think
he loves it.
I only played one real mirror match. The first one was against Atlantine Paleozoic, which was just bad. I think he had just less traps. I don't know. He started the game 2 times and he was like set 1 monster, set 1 spell trap.
2005.
So much worse that Justin North in Paleozoic. The second one I played was against Joshua. Yeah, it is really cancerous. He had the double strike, which won the game in the end.
Yeah, but like it's not bad.
It's okay.
I played 4 mirrors.
It's the worst matchup out of all.
No, it's not. It's really not. Like I played 4 mirrors. I lost 2 dice. Like day 2, I'm 8-0 and I'm playing against another guy, and he sits down and we both know each other. We played a couple of times already in like events, and like he sits down. We both know we're playing against the mirror match, and he's like, "Oh, whoever wins the dice roll wins the match." And he wins the dice roll and proceeds to get 2-0, and it's like.
He's trying to tilt you.
But like, no, the mirror is like you win against worse players. Shoutouts to Eugen. No, I'm joking. No, the thing is, like, it can get a little bit cancerous when both.
Standby face, you mean?
Yeah, we know the breakthrough. Only the 3 of us know.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. No, what I was gonna say is like the mirror match can get really cancerous when both players know exactly how to play it. Like if both players really know how to play the mirror match, it can get a little weird, because if someone gets ahead on board, he's just not going to give the other player a chance to ever come back, because he has Toad to negate certain cards, and he has his own traps to prevent the opponent from bringing back traps. So like the dynamic is definitely weird, but that also makes it so that you can definitely exploit it against weaker players. Like I've played I played a mirror match in like the early rounds, and it was like definitely he definitely had the draw to beat me, and I saw it, but he just didn't play it the way he should have. So. Did
you like the cherries?
I mean, in testing, it's like until Friday I wasn't gonna side cherries.
For the mirror, I mean,
I'm gonna get into it, but like, I wasn't gonna play the card just because I didn't want the -1 so early in such a long game, and because like you hit the Toad and they still have Opabinia and the other guy, which are like super broken still. But in the end, I was just like looking. I had 3 system downs for ABC, and I wanted something else going second for ABC, and I wanted something else going second for the mirror match. So Toad was just like the best thing to cover both matchups, cherries. And I cherried one guy in the mirror match, and I cherried one ABC guy, and I won all the games that I activated cherries. So
I mean, against ABC, it's in Toad, it's okay. In the mirror, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I do get it that if you don't have a space for everything, it could be an okay card for both matchups. So there's not much.
It helped out.
You played Rafflesia with one time space as the only trap hole. Why and how did that work out?
So it's like, so I think Rafflesia is naturally really good in any deck that plays Brilliant Fusion and Instant Fusion, because I mean you don't need to play multiple traps, but you still have access to trap if you want to. But at the same time, honestly, I tried out through like my friends, like Megozzi, for example, which won stage 2. He was playing Floodgate, Trapple, and Time Space, but he said the Floodgate was trash. So I mean, I was kind of struggling into finding another Trapple that I liked, and I was really close in the line for giving the deck listing to just cut Time Space and cut Rafflesia and add another Solemn Strike. But I mean, in the end, I just liked the option, and I think it was fine to play just one target, because like they're pretty bad, especially against Paleozoics if you draw them. So I was like, if I play pot and just banish the one target, I'm fine. I'm not gonna summon Rafflesia. Like,
I mean, it's not like you have a dead card.
Yeah, it's like it's just another option that I have. So I just
did it
like
come up at all?
Play the one. Yeah, it did. I mean, I did play like 3 mirror matches day one, so that's where it shines the most. And sometimes just had a free slot to side out against other matchups. So I probably would have played it again, to be honest. It wasn't bad, but I think it was good to have the option.
Alright, second last question before we head off. How did the lack of DN impact your testing? What kind of tools would you like to have a better pre-big event testing in terms of online testing? This is from Franceschi, he's the one who's designing Advanced Dual Shell, so that's why he's asking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Dev Pro is really bad.
So much.
I mean, like I basically don't do any online dueling at all anymore.
Yeah, same.
Like I use DevPro to like build decks just to have it visibly in front of me. Just like sometimes I lay down the cards on the table, but sometimes I don't have all the cards, and it's just easier to do it on like your PC on your screen, just to have the card there, just to see, you know, ratios and stuff like that. That's what I use it for. But like all the preparation in playing that I get is from tournaments, and because I mean, we do have a pretty good tournament situation in Germany, I think, compared to other countries still. But like I'm still living away from these tournaments like quite a bit, like an hour or something by car. So it's not super easy, but like it's possible.
Raph, your situation's a bit tough because you have like shit online, but you're also your locals isn't very great, is it? So
No, I think I tried DevPro for a while, but it's just it's not like any good way of testing. Like you're not prepared.
Like,
if you test like if you test like the same hours you would test on DN on DevPro, you're not prepared at all. And our locals in the Netherlands or Belgium, they're not on the level you want to test for YCS. So yeah, our position is pretty hard right now, without any form of DN.
I think it's like if the voices are true, and the 19th of December we are gonna get the beta or so of the end back. So that's what is coming to be. I think that's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna see how much the end.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I said it. If it is true, like that could be interesting, and I think that could answer the question of how much it impacted. Because like I have some theories on how much it impacted. I was not the biggest fan of the end anyway, but I mean, if we do get it back, we'll see how much it really changed. Because we will have pre-DN, after DN, and after the new DN or so on. So we're gonna see that. I don't miss it too much. But at the same time, yeah, we really don't have a substitute. Like Defro is terrible, like just terrible. So.
All right, and one final question before we head off now, since like 4 different people asked it. When are we going to America?
Next year.
Is this for definite?
Well, I want to
Yes.
go next
Yeah,
summer.
definitely 2017.
Like for me, it's a super definite because I get the flight from
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I have to check if I can go there.
No, I want to go for sure. I will go. I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to go, but I have to
Me
check
too.
about money and the free time at school.
Yeah.
You can also win a
Sorry.
flight at Amsterdam, so maybe
Yeah,
I'll
you
go
can
twice.
go this weekend.
Yeah, so that's our plan initially. All of us at CCG are planning to go, even me. Not particularly to do well, probably, but at least to promote the team and get around and meet people, etc., etc. So you will definitely get some CCG action in the States. The first ever, right? Major kind of like tour, I guess, that we'll do, right?
Yeah,
So
I guess so.
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
pretty
Marcello has been there, but we don't talk about that, right?
We can talk about it.
big. We've been discussing Vegas in March. Las Vegas is usually a
It's
good
like,
destination.
I made money. I don't care.
And I think Providence and Providence is like quite a popular location because East Coast is quite busy. So
Also,
maybe we'll go there.
That was good.
Also,
taking it into personal life response. I have I have a course for non-Konami events. It's like crazy. Even if I go to locals or like any tournament which is not Konami, like win a box or so, it's like I always crab out. Then when it's Konami, it's impossible. And at the ARG, which Joshua mentioned, which was like 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, which was the only time I traveled to America for an event. I didn't do well. I just won the 1K, which is okay, but like I didn't do well. But yeah, anytime it's not a Konami event, I suck. So I don't know. That's my course.
yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Prague is in March, so if there is a YCS in America in March, we're probably not going to go because Prague is the European Vegas, so we got to go there instead.
Yeah, but unless it's the same weekend, it's like
It won't be the same weekend, but it will be pretty close. So
yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, finances going
YOLO.
to 2 YCSs
YOLO.
so close to
YOLO.
each other. Yeah, sure, maybe YOLO. But yeah, we definitely
The
plan to
format's
go.
good. It's even better if the format is good. I think.
Ideally, summertime, something away from
Back to
exams,
back.
maybe. That's when you'll
Yeah.
see us. So
Not
Any,
Vegas, not 21.
21 in
Rip.
America
Rip.
sucks. Any final comments or anything you guys wanted to bring up really quick before we sign off?
Rip
I'm
60
back,
no.
Pray for
I'm
the
back
apple.
in.
What were you saying, Barbara?
I'm back in CCG and we're back.
Yeah, it's a huge event.
Just
This is I don't think people understand just how like crazy this event is to take this many top spots to do this well at the biggest YCS ever. Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit overshadowed by Mr. Break, of course, because you know the American comes over and takes us down. But hey, we'll return the favor in 2017. So watch out for us.
Definitely.
Thanks
Definitely.
for watching, everyone. We're gonna sign out. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube straight away, so you guys can check it out after and watch it.
Yep.
Thanks for the questions and stuff. We'll definitely be back at some point for more streams, etc. You'll be hearing more from us regularly. So thanks again, guys. Peace out.